Hi, this is great. This is your history video for Wednesday, February 10th, and we're still under the threat of snow. Looking forward to the possibility of that. But don't forget, this is a good opportunity for you to make up some work. Even though you'd have that day off, you may be able to go out do some sledding and things like that. But get some rest, get caught up on it, get caught up on some work that you might be missing from those missing assignment sheets that you got. And so hopefully you'll be able to do that. Today's history is for new section there, chapter 10, on the Byzantine Empire. And that is starting with pages 210 to 214, and work text page 153. And so you see there's only one work text page there. And so that one work text page on the front there. Talk about the village by the sea on page 212, the birth of the Eastern power on pages 212 and 214, and the rise of the Roman Church on page 214 as well. And so it says 210 to 214, but really the first two pages are just pages that are just kind of introductory type things. And so we'll start there on page 210. So go ahead and get your books ready and try to remember to read along. That is one of the things you're supposed to do. And you can always pause the video if you need to be able to watch, to be able to write some things down as you're going along. On page 210, though, in fact, not 210, on page 153 in your work text, you've got some what Byzantium was ideal trading, or why it was ideal for trading, because of some of the things. It was close to some strait, and it was blank to the north, and villagers could travel through the blank sea and sail west into the blank and blank seas. And so the Constantine chose Byzantium for his new capital because it was surrounded by blank and high blank on three sides. Early believers faced persecution until the passing of, and then the Edict of Blank, which guaranteed freedom of blank in the Roman Empire. Some false teachers in the early church denied the blank of Christ. True believers in the church who defended the truth were called blanks. Constantine called the bishops of the church to a meeting that was called the blank blank, and then the bishops tried to define what true Christians should believe about the blank, and what certain group or church believes and teaches is known as blank. I can tell you that last one is doctrine, and that is what that last one will be. All right, and so let's go ahead and look then. Well, I've been going on here. I realized I accidentally had hit the pause button at one point. I'm not sure where I went back to, but let's go back, and we'll start with the reading. If I've already read through this part, you've already seen this part, then you can go ahead and not or skip through to where you need to be. But the village by the sea, the beginning of the Byzantine Empire, can be traced to a village in southeastern Europe. This village was known as Byzantium. It is the source of the name Byzantine. Byzantium was founded by Greek colonists. The site they had chosen for the village was on a peninsula. Water on both sides of the land served as protection for the colonists. The location was ideal for trading. The nearby Bosporus Strait was a popular trading route. There you go, as part of your that first section there. Merchants from India and China passed through Byzantium, selling silks and spices. A harbor to the north was another advantage. Villagers traveled around the Black Sea to trade with Asian merchants for furs and amber. The villagers could also sail west into the Aegean Sea and to the Mediterranean Sea. They traded with the Greeks, the Romans, and the North Africans for grain, gold, ivory, and other goods. Eventually, Byzantium grew into a city and a center for world trade. Rome was suffering the birth of Eastern power, a new city. Rome was suffering from threats of invasion and a weakening economy. And so it talks about the birth of the Eastern power. It was surrounded by blank and high blank on three sides. And that's the part that's from the description of the city itself. The Roman Emperor Constantine decided to move the capital to another location. He saw that Byzantium would be a good site. Being on a peninsula, the city was surrounded by water, all right, and then and high cliffs on three sides. And so you have that part there. For several years, Constantine rebuilt and expanded Byzantium. He had adorned it with many new structures. He also built walls about 15 feet thick and nearly 100 towers. For 1,000 years, the city remained protected from foreign invaders. Now, in the region today there, in this section there, it talks about where different things are. Turkey is located on two continents, and it talks about it being bordered by the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. The smaller part of the country is bordered by Greece and southeastern Europe. And then you have the climate there, and about its climate on the coast, and the climate inland, and then in the mountains. And then it has topography. It says the portion of Turkey and Asia Minor is a plateau between the Taurus and the Pontic mountain ranges. Mount Ararat, traditionally considered the location where Noah's Ark rested, is in eastern Turkey, where these two ranges meet. Turkey's natural resources include oil, coal, chromium, mercury, copper, boron, and gold. All right, and then on this next page here, last one that we're reading today, it says, in 330, the city became the Roman Empire's new capital. It was called Constantinople, or Constantine's city. Constantinople was one of the richest and most powerful cities in Europe. Today, this city is known as Istanbul, Turkey. The rise of the Roman Church. The early Christians faced many challenges. Two of these challenges were persecution and false teachers. After the passing of the Edict of Milan, and so you see that in the next section there, the Edict of Milan, which guaranteed freedom of religion in the Roman Empire, the church grew rapidly. However, not all who claimed to be Christians stayed true to Scripture. Some false teachers wrote their own Gospels and changed parts of the New Testament to fit their beliefs. Others rejected key scriptural truths such as the deity of Christ. However, there were still true believers in the church who defended the truth. They were called Orthodox. In 325, Constantine called the bishops of the church to a meeting that came to be known as the Council of Nicaea. At this meeting and other meetings that followed, bishops carefully defined what true Christians should believe about the Trinity. However, errors continued to creep into the church. Even those who were fighting to keep the purity of the church's doctrine made errors. Some people claim that certain traditions that are not found in the Bible came from the apostles. They claim that these traditions had the same authority as the Bible. This way of thinking allowed more and more errors to enter the church. All right, that's it. Let's go ahead and make Orthodox the secret word for this particular thing for history. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye.